The trucking industry is the backbone of society. This is something that we've said repeatedly on the show. We genuinely believe it. And those of us who've been working in the trucking industry, we know how great it is. But it isn't the case that everyone has an awareness of just how great the trucking industry actually is. In fact, many in the general public really don't even see the trucking industry. So we're currently experiencing a lot of shortages. There's shortages of drivers, repair technicians, parts technicians. And we really want to try to get more people interested in joining this great industry. So today we're going to focus on how to recruit and how to retain people in the industry. And my guest today is Stacy Earnhardt, the Vice President of Asset Management and Specialized Services at Best Logistics Group. Stacy, welcome to the Heavy Duty Parts Report. So glad to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
So we're here at TMC. We're in Orlando, Florida. The industry has come together. And, we're here to solve common problems. So does the trucking industry, do you think it's got a bit of an image problem?
Well, yeah, I do. I think if you look back through history, there's a lot of negative images of trucking, right? Beginning days, trucking was, the job people wanted and it started families that way. And we got into this negative stuff. But then today, if you look at I say after COVID or during COVID, we have some positive images coming out of that. And so I personally think now's the time we got to grab those and continue to grow and strengthen those images of who the industry really is.
Right. And I think too, when we talk about like negative images, there's some stereotypes about trucking, and we think we need to get past that. So in your opinion, how can we recruit more people in the industry?
Well, I think as you start correcting those images, right? Today's technician isn't the guy rolling in grease and just dealing with that type of stuff. Right now, today's technician has to be as computer savvy as any person in multiple industries. So as you change those images and for technicians and for drivers, right? Today's driver is not what we needed the driver to be 20, 30 years ago. So I think it's getting that image to the public, getting that image, I think, to the parents of the high schools and to the career development people and guidance counselors in the school will help us get those images the way we need them and the way they deserve to be for what the industry is.
Right. And I've had the privilege of working on the parts side, and I've worked with a lot of repair technicians and known a lot of drivers. And there is a shift in the type of person that is needed in the industry. So once we've successfully recruited someone into the industry, what can we do to make sure that we retain them? Because I've heard some statistics recently at these meetings here at TMC that we've only really made a 1% increase in retention since pre-COVID. So we've got to do a better job of retaining them. How are we going to do that?
Well, I think there's a lot of steps in retention. There's career paths and there's ways to show how an individual can continue to improve in a company and grow, step A. But step B, it goes back to infrastructure, it goes back to traffic and the roads and all the stuff that people have to deal with on the roads. Us being able to educate our technicians and show them the money and the values that we believe in and invest in them to make them better, looking at the steps of what's next. I think that's kind of where society is today, is what's next. But you have to make the road better to get to those next steps.
That makes a lot of sense. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Don't have a heavy-duty part number and need to look up a part? Go to parts.diesellaptops.com or download the app on Apple or Android to create your free account. Looking for high-quality fuel injection for heavy-duty applications? Having one supplier for fuel injection allows you to better serve customers by providing them with a complete line, which increases your sales and profitability. Learn more at ambacinternational.com/aftermarket.
We're back from our break, and before the break, we were talking about some of the challenges that the trucking industry is facing and in attracting the right people to the industry and retaining them once we get them there. But we're here at TMC's annual meeting. This is all about bringing the trucking industry together and helping us to really collaborate to solve some of these big issues. When you think about being at this meeting, what's your favorite part of being here?
Oh, to me, it's actually being here. It's the camaraderie of all the people and all the different walks of life that are here, as far as like whether it's allied associates and parts and that type of stuff, or fleets, or all the different countries that are here, so it's that whole vibe and the camaraderie you get from being here together is for me. That's what drives it.
I agree with you totally. It's been so exciting to get back here, to have the industry come together and really be able to just spend some time to talk about some of these important things, to see old friends, to make new friends like you and I are doing right now, and to build upon that. Each time we come together like this, we can build and move forward. So I agree with you 100%. When you become a member of TMC, the Technology and Maintenance Council, what do you get out of that?
Well, what you get out of TMC is what you put in TMC, right? So being a volunteer organization, you can come to these meetings and you can get some education and you can walk out of here as just investing your time. If you really want to get deeper involvement, deeper understanding of TMC and the goods of all the people in the TMC, you have to be involved. So getting in the task force and understanding how the RPs are made, that's where it starts.
Right. So those task force are responsible for generating RPs, which are recommended practices. And so really what's great about this, in my opinion, is that it doesn't matter what area that you work in the trucking industry, all the way from a driver right up through to the repair side, to the parts side, manufacturing, all of it, there's a spot for you.
That's right.
And I agree. The more that you put into it, the more you get out of it. It's wonderful. So if you just want to leave our audience with just one thing, what's the one thing you want them to remember about today's conversation?
So I think the misconception of TMC is the time invested. Everyone feels or believes that you have to invest a ton of time to get involved in task force and study groups and mini techs and all that, or even board members. But that's not 100% true, right? There is certainly time involved, and certain study groups will have more than others. But I think membership needs a better understanding of the time involved is not life-changing. It is well worth it, and it's how the organization exists.
Right. And I mean, in some ways it can be career changing, but it's not going to consume so much time that you won't be able to, like, for example, have enough time for family or something like that. It's not so all consuming. But again, it's all about what you put into it. And so you put a little in and you're going to get a lot back.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you've been listening to the Heavy Duty Parts Report. I'm your host, Jamie Irvin, and we've been speaking with Stacy Earnhardt, the Vice President of Asset Management and Specialized Services at Best Logistics Group. To learn more about TMC, visit tmc.trucking.org. Links will be in the show notes. Stacy, thank you for bringing on the Heavy Duty Parts Report.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you for watching this video. Click here to subscribe to the Heavy Duty Parts Report YouTube channel, and click here to watch another great episode.